somewhat of my due diligence of taking roll call. As individuals come in, we'll make sure that they are up to speed. I do, for those of you who are able to be a part and participate in today's stakeholder advisory group, I really do appreciate this. We wanted to make accommodations for those who would be in and or out of town for the holiday. So thank you all for being flexible with your schedules and allowing us to be able to move dates around. And those of you who have responded, and those who reached out to me personally that said, hey, whatever you want to do, I'm fine with it. Thank you guys. Really do appreciate this. For those who are not able to make it, this is being recorded, and we'll also keep them in the loop with notes from this meeting. But this is a really good meeting, a really good time. And I do need to give a brief disclaimer. So I do see Mrs. Hall in on the call, and I'm doing something tomorrow. This is just a brief thing. My wife and I were celebrating 21 years, literally tomorrow, 21 on 21. And we're going to be on vacation. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate it. I figured I'd throw that in there, but we will be going on a much needed vacation. And, we have been doing a lot, but nevertheless, we wanted to make sure, thank you so much. Like anything, and I'll encourage everyone, you guys are doing a lot. We know that you do, your day-to-day jobs. We know that you are in your nonprofits. You do all types of work outside. If you can, take some time out for you. If not, your mind will tell you you need to take some time. And then your body will tell you that you need to take some time. And God forbid, you don't want to get to a point where your doctor tells you that you need to take some time. So we need to take some time. So we want to thank you all for being consistent with our SAC meetings and all of the wonderful work that you do. I do see Dr. Maggie on. Welcome and thank you for being on. Okay, that's just, now I can get out of the way. Let's go to the next slide, Alan. And I'll start here and I'll continue in on some things. Did get a message from Rosie. She's going to be in about 5 minutes or so. So we'll hold up for her as she comes in. We do see Mr. Walker, who is on, our director and fearless leader who's with us. We're going to take some time to do some acknowledgements. We want to make sure that this is important. We want to make sure that we are keeping up with our stakeholders who are doing some fantastic, incredible things. We see it on Facebook and social media, other outlets, and we want to take this time to not just provide information on what's going on with Stakeholder Advisory Committee and projects that we have coming with the Queen City Clean Waters, and then you get a chance to talk about some of the things you have going on in your community and how it relates to Queen City Clean Waters and how we can get involved and so on and so forth. But the important part about being not just a committee, but a team is that we acknowledge each other, right? We want to not only celebrate wins, and those wins are not only in construction projects, those wins are you, it's us, it's those individual things. So we want to make sure that we're doing that and keeping the camaraderie and that team cohesiveness. And then we also want to make sure that we are doing our part with keeping you up to speed with all of these other things. So we're going to have some acknowledgements. The Hallmark team will give an update on outreach and engagement. We're going to have a fantastic presentation by Miss Aria Harris, who's going to do a presentation on our sewer interceptor. And then we'll have some opportunities for you all to talk a little bit about some of the updates. Quick thing with regards to updates. I mentioned this before, we are going to put out a poll, but we would like to have another opportunity for communication within this particular group, either a WhatsApp channel or a Slack channel. So I've been looking into both because we want to have a space where we can have those additional communications. Big shout out to Miss Liverette, who put out an email to everybody, and she will let you all know, as most of you will, about events and things that's coming up. So We will talk more about this in time to come. We'll put out a poll and we'll have some conversation on a communication platform where we can share all of that information and knowledge. Okay. All right. I want to take just one more moment. Don't see um, Rosie just yet. I don't think I see her coming. So I do want to take some time really quick. The Hallmark team has a new addition, and we are excited and we are grateful for our new team member, Kia Shaku. I want to introduce her to the team and give her an opportunity to say hello and a little bit about what she's doing. She's coming on as our strategic initiatives manager, and we are excited to have her. She has a fantastic background, but her experience and the work that she does and her reputation far exceeds anything that can be printed on pages. So I want to take this time and have Kia just introduce herself to the stakeholders and to the team.
Yes, thank you, Art. Good afternoon, everyone. So I am Kia, and I'm excited to be part of the Hallmark team as well as to work on this project with you all. I look forward to learning more about it. As Art said, my role primarily is with strategic initiatives, but what does that mean? I just, we're building out strategies for efficiency, aligning the work so that it serves the mission, which is to engage the community in a meaningful way and impactful way, as well as to serve the broader mission of the project. My background is in economic development and educational development. So thank you for having me. Thank you. I'm excited.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Great. We have Rosie who is on. All right. Let's go to the next slide, Alan, for our acknowledgements. Acknowledgements. So hand claps, emojis, all of the balloons and confetti. Big shout out to Miss Angie Liverette. We are so excited that she received the 2026 Woman of Distinction honored by Senator Baskins. Uh, let's give a big shout out. I don't know if we have an emoji for a graduation hat or anything, or something that's very doctor-ish, right? Congratulations, Dr. Maggie Nichols, earning her PhD organizational leadership from Eastern University. We are so, so wonderfully excited. I don't know what to do. It's just, gosh, Dr. Maggie. I don't know. Maybe we should have Dr. Maggie on your photo here. So big shout out. Let's go to the next slide. Big congratulations to Miss Asantwa Holly, who received the Leadership Award on behalf of her colleagues at Northland for the Leadership Buffalo Choice Award. Big congratulations, all of the wonderful work that she's doing at Northland and the work that continues to go on by serving the community by offering education, training, and jobs in the advanced manufacturing sector. So we are excited about that. I particularly have a personal affinity with this, as Butsy was my last job, and I spent almost every day at Northland. So big kudos. And then Mr. Haywood. Mr. Darnell Haywood, 2026 SUNY Erie celebrates the community hero. Is Mr. Haywood on? We got to get a hero emoji for him. We got to think about something. Um, so we are excited for the work he's doing. Erie Community College Foundation on behalf and for the Bank on Buffalo and the work that he's doing in the community. Let me tell you, these individuals, and if we've missed you, forgive us. We do know that we have some Power 250s that are on here earlier in the year. Reverend Blue, Pastor Blue received one of the awards for the Power 250. He's a powerful person. And so we want to acknowledge him and others. Thank you all so much for the work that you do. We are excited for you. We want to celebrate you. Let's celebrate each other and let's continue to keep this thing going. All right. Next slide. Wait a minute. Before we go to the next slide, let's go back. Did I miss anyone? Good. Next slide. Okay. All right. I'm going to turn it over to Yolando and let's get an update on our outreach and engagement.
Absolutely. Thank you, Art. Good afternoon, everyone. Just going to give a brief update on recent community engagement activities. So on May 13th, I attended the St. Mary's and Academy Block Club meeting. Shout out to Miss Gwen for letting me present there, where I gave a brief presentation on the upcoming Genesee Street project. The presentation pretty much just gave the residents an overall overview of the project, in the upcoming activity in the area this fall. And in addition to that, I did a lit drop and distributed at the Norfolk Block Club's William Gator Parkway cleanup. And shout out to Miss Angie Leverett again for being so generous and being so quick for providing the information. So I was able to do that lit drop, and that took place on May 16th. And both of these provided, and that one was for to give residents updates on the Colorado Street project. So both of these were opportunities to share project information with the residents and community members who were in attendance. And that is all.
Fantastic. One last thing with engagement. Yolanda's going to be reaching out. We are building our ambassador team. We're going to be doing a lot of boots on the ground beginning in June. So if you or you know anyone who wants to be a part of this, we're going to actually send out a form where you could have people register. And this is going to all of our networks, but we also wanted to let you all know for this project that we're going to be doing a lot of boots on the ground. So more information to come regarding our ambassador team. All right, let's go to the next slide. All right, we're going to discontinue our engagement updates. We're going to turn it over to Miss Aria Harris, and let's receive our sewer interceptor presentation.
Thanks, Art. It's actually going to work with me and Morgan today. So we will give you a presentation about the Sewer Interceptor project and then changes on the program. Bear with us as we'll talk us through some technical details, but get to the juicy and good details at the end. So Morgan, want to take us away?
Sure. I just wanted to introduce myself. I haven't been on any of these calls before, but I am part of the program management team with TY Lynn. It's great to be on the call with you all talking about some updates to our projects for QCCW. We are still finalizing all of the details of the updated projects, but we wanted to get out in front of you all as our community partners first, explain a little bit about how we took community feedback from last year and incorporated it into changes to the projects, and also how we want to start rolling out with our messaging on those changes. So that's sort of the intent today. We might have questions that we don't aren't able to answer yet since we are finalizing, but we will be able to share those soon, and we'll definitely be updating this group with those changes as we get them submitted in for approval. And I think we really want to hear your questions so that we know what to expect as we're rolling out this messaging to the community in the near future. So thank you, and I'll turn it to Aria to start on how we got to these project changes.
Yeah, thanks, Morgan. So as you all may or may not know, this program team joined Buffalo Sewer Authority in 2024. In that we're trying to help with the long-term control plan. Long-term control plan is a term just for the initiative that we've now coined as Queen City Clean Waters. The intent is to reduce combined sewer overflow, so reduce sanitary and sewer water discharge into local waterways by upgrading the infrastructure of the wastewater treatment facility. In 2024, we formally announced the long-term control plan as the Queen City Clean Waters Initiative in a launch event. And then in 2025, the community engagement plan began with the district meetings, the first annual Queen City Clean Waters Fair, and then the formation of this SAC group. A lot of feedback was received in 2025 and kind of started this project validation process of reviewing that feedback and how we got to this point where we are today of, next steps, what that looks like for the community and for these project changes. So again, during 2025, we got a lot of feedback during those public meetings we attended or hosted, some of which were really focused on the offline storage tank project. So the projects at the parks or the open spaces. Some of these are questions we've received, but really in that sense, we wanted to make sure we were taking that community feedback in and focusing on how we reevaluate or evaluate the projects during a project validation process. During the project validation process, we evaluated the projects under the program. The purpose was to review the projects under a set criteria and comparing them to either be redesigned or removed or improved for the future of the program. So sharing with those same ideas, this is the criteria the projects were established under. So site access, was it easily accessible to get onto the site? Project cost, project constructability, how would this impact the community and our community impact, and then the project performance. Was the project being utilized to its fullest intent? So with that long process, we decided on a selected alternative, which was a deep sewer interceptor. The goal of this is to have 2 deep sewer interceptors, north and south sewer interceptors coming along this path here. I don't know if you can see yep. This path here is the north, and then this path here is south. The intent is to come back into the wastewater treatment facility at the Bird Island plant, and then the goal of the program does remain the same of just reducing combined sewer overflow, but reducing that community impact or minimizing that community impact as well.
Yeah, and I just wanted to add, as Arya had mentioned, we have questions about the offline storage tanks. So that was a great factor as this change of a deep sewer interceptor, and we'll explain what that looks like. We have examples that we'll go through. To remove several of the offline storage tanks off of the project list. We won't be needing those anymore. And we'll still need a few, but several of them have been removed, and that should be a good impact for the community. And of course, we'll be staying in our regulatory requirements and improving our water quality goals. So we wanted to share some examples of what is a deep sewer interceptor. This is something that other cities and communities have done. It's a very large diameter pipe deep underground. We have a couple of videos and a couple of pictures to show, and we're interested to hear your feedback on how this will resonate with the community as we share this update, and how we can best incorporate the community into some of these changes, and we'll show that. But first, we have a video Ari is going to show that was done by the city of Akron, who did a similar project, and I think they did a really good job explaining what the project was.
Okay, so if you cannot hear a screen, please let me know. I'm going to play the video.
You may have asked yourself, what's the purpose of the North Side Interceptor Tunnel? It's more than just digging a massive tunnel underground, it's a long-term solution to protect our water, our environment, and the future of Akron. Like many older cities throughout the United States, Akron was built with a combined sewer system, a design that made sense a century ago, but presents challenges today. In this type of system, rainwater from streets and rooftops and wastewater from homes all flow into the same pipe. On dry days, that combined flow travels to the water reclamation facility for treatment. But during heavy rain, the system can quickly become overwhelmed. To prevent backups into homes and streets, the system uses a relief point called a combined sewer overflow, or CSO. These act as emergency outlets, allowing excess flow to discharge directly into local waterways like the Cuyahoga River. That means during big storms, combined flows can end up in the river. To solve this problem and comply with a mandate from the US EPA, the city of Akron launched the Akron Waterways Renewed program, a major investment to eliminate CSOs and improve water quality in our region. In 2020, the city completed its first major tunnel, the Ohio Canal Interceptor Tunnel, or OCIT. This tunnel now captures millions of gallons of combined flow that once overflowed into the river. Now, we're building the second and final tunnel, the North Side Interceptor Tunnel. Once complete, this tunnel will eliminate nearly all CSO discharge points in the area, dramatically reducing overflows and protecting local waterways. It's more than just a tunnel. It's a long-term investment in clean water, a healthier Cuyahoga River, and a stronger Akron.
That's an example of from Akron and how they're explaining how the tunnel works and how it's improving their water quality. You go back to the slide deck, Aria. We have a couple pictures of other examples of community outreach and engagement that's been done. A number of these are from where I'm from in DC and Northern Virginia. So as you can see in the bottom right, there's a picture of a man walking through one of these large sewer interceptor pipes. And that could be something we're interested in replicating for our communities in Buffalo, potentially have something similar at the fair later this year, which would be cool. There's some other, the top right above that, there was some community outreach on naming the machine that builds, excavates the tunnel. So that would another way you can get people excited about the work that's being done. And so there's a number of other pictures and examples here too. You can go to the next slide. And just some example messaging of how things are rolled out. They're talking about in DC, the investment in the collective future and how they're positioning as a waterfront city, which we thought was nice, in addition to this other quote on the bottom about playing a role in improving water quality, and that tangible improvement to water quality is based on the system that they are building in the same way that we are moving towards in Buffalo. And so our next steps, as I had mentioned before, we are finalizing what all the project changes are going to be and working with a new consultant as part of this work to make sure that we are building something that's going to make the most sense in Buffalo. And then we are going to be submitting those plans to New York Department of Environmental Conservation, and then building out a new public participation plan so that we can make sure that the community knows about the changes, that we can get their feedback on it, and again, use that feedback as we did through this process to get to where we are now to refine as we further design over the next several years. So those are the next steps. We have a few discussion questions. I'll turn it over to Art again. He has a Mentimeter set up and get your feedback on.
All right, everyone. Excellent. So I just put the link in the chat. Those of you who have the link, you can pull it up on both your you can pull it up both on your phone as well as your electronic device. Also, Alan has access to this. And as you pull that up, make sure, let me know if you can see my screen. I've been having just a couple of issues with this. And if you have your screen up, let me know. Are you all able to see my screen?
No, not yet.
Nope.
All right. My apologies, but this just started. Alan, are you able to pull this up?
Let me
good
see.
afternoon. Unfortunately, I'm driving. So,
Okay.
how you doing?
Feel free, I guess, if you're driving, you can feel free to share your thoughts as well. Verbally.
If you all are able to, as this is coming up, if you all are able to, there is, you can still access it. And if you go through and provide, there are 2 questions. Actually, there are 3, but there are 2 questions. And what I'll do just to get us started is Let's just put some of the answers in the chat while this is coming up. The first question is, what are your initial thoughts on the sewer interceptor project? Let's just get some discussion around that. We have a little bit of time where we can put some thoughts in the chat. We do want to be able to capture this and then have some discussion around it as well.
Ms. Ellen, were you able to hear the presentation?
No, unfortunately not. I did not hear it.
Okay.
We've got some comments in the chat.
Community involvement.
Yeah.
Knowledge. Okay. My screen is back. What else? Let's get some additional comments with this.
Can I ask, is there a way I can do this later? Because I'm really not feeling well today.
Repeat that, Miss Ellen.
Yes. I'm actually on my way to a doctor's appointment right now.
Okay. Yes. Yeah, no, we can send this to you so you can provide additional comments on this.
I think it would be best if we send this around to all of the community members and stakeholder committee members, because I see that most of them were not able to join us today.
We're not able to join. So what we'll do is we'll put this in the form of a survey. We have an electronic survey platform that we can send this to. We'll put it together. Aria Morgan will send it to you if there are any additional questions that you want to add. But we want you to think about a couple of things, especially, the first question, your initial thoughts, but then also, based on your experience, and this is big for us, what are some of the key community concerns that we should anticipate with a project like this? And again, we can, blat out some things now, which I think would be helpful while the team is on and the call is being recorded, but we'll send these questions out in a survey format so that we can capture this information, your individual responses, and we'll also have it in a word cloud so that we can analyze and have this as a part of something that we can review and study. But initial thoughts from anyone. Thank you, Asantwa. Community involvement and knowledge. I have to act like a professor and ask, like, what does
It's
that
okay.
mean?
So I do want to look at it and go through it to talk more, give more comments relevant to the project itself. But the reason I put those two at first is because everything that's surrounding the community to keep them involved, up to date on this project, which is super important. So when I first think of the project, how important that piece is. And so that's why I put that, and making sure that the knowledge is out there. And there's been a lot of work that is being done and looks like it's going to continue to be done from that aspect.
Awesome. Wonderful. Dr. Maggie, timeline. This is good.
Yeah, I think the survey afterwards will be great.
I'm not sure if others would want to answer the timeline question, but the overall timeline of the Queen City Clean Waters program, it will remain the same with this change.
Awesome. Excellent question.
So to that point, basically we would be beginning preliminary design now. It would be a couple years before we start breaking ground on the first piece, but it's going to be a multi-phased approach in order to get there. as far as, and so some portions of the tunnel will still be in design when other pieces are being constructed. And I know we did highlight the Akron tunnel. I know that there's 2 other tunnels in Alcosan and at NUSD that have some reasonable public outreach materials that we might also want to share with the stakeholder committee and get some weigh in on what their thoughts are on those different materials and what's helpful, what's not, and if any of those materials spark additional questions for them.
Sounds good. Yep.
All right. All right. I think with the exception of maybe a couple of individuals, we have pretty much the program team here. We always want to, have a moment and close out the meeting with any updates from the stakeholders. Dr. Maggie, Mr. Haywood, our 2 remaining superstars, full of radiant and light, and full of blessing. And we are blinded by your sheer awesomeness. Anything that either of you want to contribute? I see Kia's hand.
Miss Ellen said that she had to leave and she just wanted to send her apologies. Just wanted to share that.
Yes, we did receive that. Thank you, Kia. Maggie, Darnell, Mr. Haywood, any updates, questions, comments? Yes. You're on mute, Dr. Maggie. Still can't hear you. Oh. Okay. Okay.
I
Mr.
would say
Haywood?
for me, I would say for me, and sorry for my tardiness. I'm getting out of. I feel like I've had back-to-back meetings today. But one thing I'm not sure if it was already mentioned tomorrow. There's an event sponsored at Northland. For MWBEs and various small businesses from 9 to 3. Of course, Bank on Buffalo will be present as a sponsor, but it's some great informative information as far as for lending, for information for grants, a few panel discussions. They have a packed agenda. Breakfast and lunch is free. So I think it is posted on legislator Lawrence Dupree's either social media pages. But feel free to click the QR code, register, be there. Great opportunity just to connect and to get access if you know anyone that's interested that may be a business owner, or if you are a business owner, small business owner, great opportunity just to network, connect, and learn.
Awesome. Fantastic. Thank you so much. If there's nothing else, we truly enjoyed you all. We will action item here on Hallmark's End. We will update the questions in a survey format, electronic survey format, and you will receive that shortly. And shortly doesn't mean tonight, but we'll get it to you as soon as possible because we do want your feedback. Thank you all for the vacation wishes. Congratulations to all of our superstar stakeholders. You all have, well, before we end, is there anything else from the PMT team? Fantastic. You all have a fantastic week. Yes, Taylor has her hand raised.
Just promoting the mascot contest. We're still looking for entries for that, so we'll include the flyer for the contest for you to share with your networks in the follow-up email that we send for today. Maggie, I see your hand up.
Maggie's hand is raised.
She's going to type something. Oh, she said, my mic's not
you.
working. No questions, just a comment.
Okay.
Continued community updates throughout is critically important. Thank you.
Very, very good. Thank you all, everyone. Have a wonderful and fantastic week. Take care, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.